Hello and welcome to the Astroflower Aura readings. Just to sort of go through basically what we do on these readings. I'm an energy healer. I've been an energy healer for sort of 30 years. I've seen over 20,000 people and I see energy fields around everything. And I've been seeing them for a very long time, so 30 odd years. It's been the main course of my study basically throughout my life. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be looking at the effects of what the earth energy, the vibration, or the universal vibration if you like, and how it affects each individual sign within your chakras and your aura. And this will give you a heads up on your weekly readings, your monthly readings, and etc. This is not a personal sort of thing, so I can read people's chakras and auras at distance, it's not a problem, but this is obviously a general video, and this is where we're just going to be going into general sort of connections that different signs have, because different signs work on different types of energy. And that's to do with the element system which we can find within the Astroflower. So so what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the chakras, and I'm going to pick out the ones that are affecting you as your sign the most, and see if there's anything that we can pick up in the aura as well. And just to sort of differentiate, the chakras are like the electrical cables of your energy that's going pulsating through your body, like it's energy lines or ley lines that pulsate through the vibration of the earth. We get the same thing on all the planets as much as we do on the solar system, the sun as well. So that's like the cables, the electrical cables where the current is really going through it. And that electrical cables create a magnetic field, which we would call your aura. We can also say the magnetic field of the earth and the magnetic field of the sun and other planets, and etc. So there is a difference between the two. And auras are a lot slower than the chakras. Chakras are a lot faster. I'll be honest with you, I can't see chakras per se. I can see what effect it's having on the magnetic field, a little bit like a boat that goes through water, and the boat is long gone, but you can see the wake from the boat afterwards. So I see the knock-on effect of the chakras rather than the actual chakras itself. Be interesting to see them in the future. Maybe if the vibration of the earth picks up even more, things may well be possible in that sort of sense. So it's just a sort of difference between the two. The aura is a lot slower. It takes a lot more to change auras. Chakras change a lot quicker. And that is what I would call the harmonics, or the harmony, or the vibration of your energy. The chakras would be more of a case of like the watts, or the energy, the watts or the kilowatts or the volts that are flying through that chakra at any given point. I will say one other thing on energy before we start. You can never have less than 100% of energy. You're never missing it. You've never got too much. It's just the way in which you position your energy or distribute your energy through your body, which can give you the sensation that you're missing energy, and other times when you have excess amount of energies. So without further ado, let's just bring up our Astroflower man. There we go. Lovely. Okay, and we're just going to get into those readings. Scorpio, let's get into your aura and chakra reading, shall we? Let's just see what the overall energy's doing at the moment for you. There's one thing going on there. Okay, there's a lot of there seems to be a mulling over of fundamental desires basically within your life at the moment. You're coming into your autumn period, so energy will be like a tree. You know, your autumn period is like the leaves that gradually go down, and the tree is observing those leaves as they fall to the ground. They're the memories of the past year, and those leaves fall to the ground, and then they end up becoming mulch, and start nourishing the roots of your coming year. So you can evaluate what you've been doing over the past year and what you want to be doing in the coming year. That seems to be playing into a lot more at the moment. Coming into, but much more on the fundamental things, so much more wider scheme things rather than just sort of personal one-to-one relationship sort of things. That could well also be in that, because it will be tied into that. You know, how you do your life and how you live your life, it's going to affect your relationships that are around you. But there is also at the topper end of the scale, where we're coming into this sort of section here, where it's a lot more vibrant and energetic, shall we say. So there's a lot of sort of mental desires for things to be really exciting. And I would be a little bit wary of that, simply because you could end up sort of, following that down blind or dead end avenues, basically. So I would just be a little bit wary of that, be very conscious of the mulling over, and also having your sort of vibrant energy that you have flowing through you at the moment. I think that's also really important. So without further ado, let's just see what's going on with your chakras, shall we? Let's get straight into your root chakra. Okay, this is the root chakra is like two vortexes that go down, that earth us, that ground us. It's not where the energy comes into our life force. That's not how it works. But it's the thing that grounds us, basically. If you look at a tree does not actually get its wood through its roots. There is a certain aspect that comes through its roots, but it mainly draws up water through the emotions of life into the tree. But it's mainly the leaves that actually bring it in, because that's what captures the carbon, which they can convert through photosynthesis into solid wood in your life. So your root chakra is grounding you here, and there is the central parts of the vortexes are really well defined. They're really strong, they're really determined, pointed, so you have definite grounding aspects within your life. But on the outer aspects of the outer parts of the chakra, it's a lot looser. There's not so much force going through it. So you may have a situation where you might be looking to move house and stuff like that. So those fundamental parts of your grounding that is within you, it might be sort of saying, if I'm going to move, this is the situation I want to be moving to. This is the type of house I want to be living in. This is this scenario or the environment around me that I wish to be moving into. Excuse me. Just that something went down the wrong way. I'm going to have to take just a quick bit of my tea. Love tea. Yes. So your root chakra here is, it's got this. You're very grounded in certain aspects of your life that are very precise to you. But there is movement around it, so there's willing to move. There is a lot of flexibility going on here, and I think this ties into that mulling things over, that questioning things at the moment within your sacrum, or within that area. It's just above your root chakra in your aura. So it's re-evaluating, and that's part of that process that we go through during the autumn period. Let's just have a look what's going on in your sacrum. Okay, so there's an imbalance going on here. It's not major, and I don't think it's detrimental either. You've got more on your left-hand side than you do on your right-hand side, and within that aspect there, so you're concentrating on the fundamental desires of how you put life into action, basically, rather than what pleasures are you doing in life. Excuse me. What pleasures are you doing in life? So I think there's a case here. You know, you're sort of saying, to yourself, doing a bit of administration, seeing how you progress your career path, how you also create your home life in a very physical sense, in a very administrative sense of how it works, how it fits together. And that's what you seem to be concentrating on. So I wouldn't lose your joyous side, your activities that you do for you, that gives you pleasure. I think that's very important as well. But it's not too bad, and it's pretty obvious. It's normal in a way at this present time within this time period of your life, or the time period of your year, for your sacrum to be a little bit like that. And it's not too imbalanced, so there is a good bit of work play ethic that's going on there. Let's just have a look at what's going on in your solar plexus. This is where we find that hardened determination of the Scorpio. It's really well defined. It's very sharp. It's a no-nonsense energy. So when you put your energy, when you put your force, your courage, your confidence, your determination in something, you're really putting into something. If you're not putting into it, you're not putting into it. It's very black and white. I think that's very good for you. It's going to help you to sort out what's working and what's not working for you very quickly. So you might want to put your energy into something. You put your energy, a lot of energy into it, and then sit back, take a view of what is going on and seeing if it's actually working. If it is, then continue putting your energy into it, basically. But it's very determined. It's, as I say, very black and white. There's no. It's not too wide. It's very straight, very defined as a chakra goes, and it's got a good funnel on it as well. So therefore, your determination is not just based on one thing. It's several things that are interconnected with one another, basically. That's what it appears to be like. Okay, let's just have a look what's going on in your heart chakra. Okay, it appears that there was a lot of networking, socializing in the recent past. That's still very prevalent. I think it's still very active within your life. Connecting with people in various different ways. That could be as much as on on your financial or your business or your job side of life, as much as within your relationship side of life. But there is this major thing that's growing up within your heart, basically. And I think this is where I think the fundamental desires of life, you're really sifting through them at the moment. And it's starting to build up that energy of your heart's desires. Now, there is a big difference between fundamental and heart's desire. So fundamental desire is I'm hungry. Heart's desire is I think I would like to eat a tomato and feta salad, basically. And this is really building up. And I don't think it's on one thing. I think it's actually on your life, of how you live life, how you have your relationships, how you do your business, how you interact with your job and everything like that. And there seems to be like a re-evaluation going on there for you, basically. And it seems to be quite important, almost like a life-changing scenario that's coming or that's building up within your life. It's not there yet because it doesn't have a point to it, but it's definitely building up through you. And this may encourage that other side, which is that socializing and networking side to your heart as well. But there's been networking and socializing in the past, and now you're building up to another wave that will be coming through you. Let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. That reflects very nicely the sacrum. The third eye is slightly larger than the throat chakra. So that's that whole inner vision where you're looking at things, when you're sort of looking to how you sort of put things into place, put your vision into place, making it very clear within you before you start enacting upon it. And that seems to be sort of happening here. It seems to be like the background motor that's assessing everything within your life at the moment. It may be difficult to put it into words of what you actually want at the moment. And I think that's going to become more and more difficult over the next sort of month and a half, 2 months, as you go into your birthday season. because you're not ready to enact it as yet. Here you're mulling it over, you're sorting out what you so desire and what you don't desire, and so forth. So that seems to be a really important thing that's going on there. It's not too imbalanced at all. It's quite nice. It's certainly within the ranges of being fine and not causing any sort of problems and stuff like that. Okay, let's just see what's going on in your crown chakra. I think you're exploring your idea of your consciousness within the world that is around you. How you place your life path, your raison d'etre, your consciousness within your emotions as much within your physical world that is around you. And it's beautiful. It's a very playful energy. It's really quite nice within that crown chakra. And I think it's playing a lot on your consciousness as well. It may be a realization that you might have been too hard on yourself in the past, and you just got to let go, and it would be much more fun to be much more enjoyable to just be a little bit sort of like yoo-hoo and let things really flow. So that's a really good consciousness that is building up with you, and I think that's going to help you to put a lot of your life into clarity as you go forward. Basically, let's just see what's happening in your aura, see if we can get anything more out of this. On your fundamental, in this vortex that's down in your fundamental section there, I'm getting like either like a sunrise, like a night and day sort of scenario here of this fundamental desire to go from one dimension to another, to really progress in your life, to really propel you from being at one stage in your life to really going to another level. Basically, that's what seems to be the fundamental thing that's playing through you. It's really beautiful, really nice, and it's like it's almost like the 8 of Cups and the 10 of Cups combined. You're walking towards that eclipsed energy, which is you, but also because you're walking towards it, it's making things real. It's bringing the reality into your life, which is the 10 of Cups, and which is that happiness after difficulty. The happiness of the reality after the sifting through and working out the fundamentals of things. That's what seems to be going through there. Let's just see if there's anything up here. This is where we get to that energy, that bubbly energy at the top. I really think there's a desire for love here. A real emotional desire here. And I think it's really nice. It's a beautiful desire as well. And it's playing around with things, and I think it's a really good thing for you, really beautiful energy for you. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much for being with us, Scorpio. Don't forget, we've got the energy update over on Cymatic TV there, so that will be linked in the description, or it'll be around my head where I did the energy update this week. It's all about energy, all about the things that are feeding our energy, and all about the things that feed the tarot readings, basically, that we do on this channel here. And I will be having your weekly reading coming out, obviously, on Thursday. Is it Thursday or Friday? Friday. Blimey. Friday. It's all been up in the air. I do apologise about the timings of the readings this last couple of weeks. I have been on holiday, and it's been great. It's been lovely to take that time out, so I just apologise about that. But we'll be getting back into a normal sort of rhythm of life from now on in. Okay, so thank you very much for being here. I do hope you get the best out of these readings. I really do appreciate you being here and everything like that. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.